So guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's gonna be an interesting video this time. Something I haven't done before is I'm going to show you how to use 2019, the newest and freshest Vesc tool, in order to program your Vesc. So, step number one, you're going to go to your browser and you're going to type up Vesc project, and you're going to go on to this website right here, Vesc project. At the top bar over here, you will find the Vesc tool. Click on that. Go all the way to the bottom, and you'll see different options. You can donate some money. There's some 20 euro, 15, whatever not. Guys, there's no difference between them all. The only thing you're doing is you're donating towards the new Vesc being developed. So if you don't want to donate at all, what you do is you do choose the Vesc tool free option right here, and you add it to your cart. You don't have to pay anything. As you can see, it's going to be 000, so nothing paid. You will place an order, you register with this website, and you get an email notification. You click on the link. You can then choose an option if it's for your Mac, Windows. There's a couple other options. So obviously I've got the Windows, so this is what I'm doing. So after you do get the link, you upload the information on the link, you open the Vesc tool. At the moment, the freshest one is 1.08. If you're trying to run the Vesc tool and the computer is telling you that you're running the computer at risk, just run it. There's no problem with it. Just run anyway. I've done it millions of times. It's absolutely fine. So here we go, guys. This is our new Vesc tool 2019. It is much easier, much simpler to use. It is absolutely awesome. However, there are a couple of things I don't like personally, so I'm going to show you what I do on the top of what this Vesc tool does for you. What you have here on the left is all kind of different menu tabs. You will want this welcome and visit. This is what's going to take you to the main page. So number one, what we need to do is, guys, is we need to connect our board and our Vesc to this tool. So we're going to do just that now. So we're going to connect the board to the power source. I do hold my batteries in the fire retardant bag. I do recommend you guys do the same. I'm using this massive graphite batteries, so I'm running 12S all in total. They are connected in series. Take a look on my channel. I do have review of these batteries. This is my super duper lead that does have the power analyzer. This is just for setting up of the boards. We're now going to connect the power to the Vesc. There we go. We're now live. You can see all the lights soon to turn on the Vesc itself as soon as I hit the power button. There we go. So Vesc is now nice and live now. We're now using the micro USB connector, same as the Samsung devices used. This is what is on this particular Vesc here, which is the FLIPSKY Dual Plus 6.6, and we're going to connect one of the Vescs to the computer. So let's plug it in. We are now connected. So let's take a look at the screen. So after you connected your Vesc to the PC, we're going to hit this button right here on the top right corner. This is to connect. And you'll see straight away that the Vesc is now connected. You can see it right here. Guys, because I already have done this once, to my board, and I'm only doing this because my subscribers asked me to create a long and detailed video on how to set up the Vesc using the new Vesc tool. I'm doing this once again. 99% of the time when you do connect your Vesc to the Vesc tool, it will come up with a message right here saying that your firmware on the Vesc is not up to date. This is not a problem at all. What you need to do is, guys, you go to the firmware right here on the left hand side, and you see this little arrow pointing down. You press on it, and it will tell you that you will be uploading brand new firmware to your Vesc. You do that to Vesc number 1 or any Vesc, and then you do exactly the same to your second one. Even though they are dual, you still have 2 ports. So it's like 2 Vescs but in one body. So you have to update or upgrade both of them. If you just do one, if you carry on with setup of the board, when you get to almost final steps, you will be thrown right back because you did not upgrade them both. So please upgrade one of the Vescs first, then unplug the cable, plug to the next port, and upgrade the next one. So when your both Vescs are upgraded, if you are using the single ones or one dual, you still have to do the same. Sorry for repeating myself. You go back to your wizard. You are now connected, and the first thing we do is set the motors up. This is one here with a little hat and a couple of stars on it because it's a wizard. Spot on. So guys, what you do is now is you hit this button here. This is something I do like a lot. This is a new version made so much easier, it's unbelievable. So you have a selection of motors. You actually have a photo of the motor you're about to program. So I'm using 6374 motors. They are quite large, so you will be going for the medium outrunner motor, but please do find out exactly what motor weight you have, or at least roughly, because you can then make the correct choice. What the program going to do is going to choose the testing parameters. So if your motor is too small and you've chosen a big one, the power being used for testing your motors out will be too high, and you don't want that happening. So we are going for medium outrunner up to 750 gram. 99% of the time this will be your choice. You will hit next. Warning, choosing a significantly too large motor, blah 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 blah. Read all these warnings that pop up, read it carefully. Yes, I have chosen the correct one. So next window you do get is parameters of your battery. So you have a little bit of a choice here. Battery type, Li-ion, from 3 to 4.2 volts. This is what we want. This is what you're going to use for the 18650s. 18650s, yes, and also for your lipos. This is the voltage. You always have this little question mark next to every tab. So if you guys not sure what you're about to press, hit that question mark because it will explain to you exactly what you got and what this line means, what are you about to choose. So that's quite handy because every single thing here is explained. There we go. So that's like additional information. So battery cells, I am running two 6S lipos. They are in series, so it makes them 12S. Yes, there are 1000 amp hour. If yours are different, just change it. So if you're running 10S, that 10 goes right here. If your amp hours are different, you put it right here. This amp hours is only required for using the app. So your app knows how many more miles you got left. Next, spot on. Over here, if you guys are using the direct drive or you are using the hub motors, you hit that. If you're not, you need to state how many teeth are there on the motor pulley and how many teeth are there on your wheel pulley. Again, this is only for your app. Wheel diameter, quite straightforward. Again, this is all for your app, so your app knows what speed you go in, and how many miles you got left in the battery. So the closer you get this, the better it is. Next part is quite fun, is running the detection on your motors. So please ensure that everything is away from your motors. Nothing will rub up against the motors, and board will not jump off the bench or whatever place you're trying to set it all up at. I'm just trying to get all the stuff away from the motors here. Make sure that nothing is touching your belts, your motor cans, your wheels, or anything like that. You definitely want to make sure that if your wheels spin up, and they will spin up quite fast, nothing will get burned or scratched up. Now what we do is we run the motor detection. So you hit this button right here, you get the warning, and you hit the run detection. It gives you the warning that your wheels are about to spin up. No problem. Okay, and here we go. Now this Vesc tool is going to do all the magic. This is so easy. This Vesc tool is so simple, is unbelievable. And now you get the sounds coming out of your board because the motors will spin. Don't get spooked out. So this is the sound I was telling you about. Now the wheels are spinning. And this is how smart the Vesc tool nowadays is. By running these tests on your motors, the Vesc tool now knows all the parameters of your motors. And as soon as the tool is finished, it's going to come up with this bar right here, or with this window that will tell you what this Vesc tool found about your motors. So your motor current ratings are shown. It tells you the Vesc ID. So I got the dual, but this actually consists out of two Vescs. So one of the Vesc is ID number 97, the other one is 113, 69 and 71 amp rated. Your resistance and Hall sensors and everything else is in here. Perfect. Press OK. So guys, we now need to verify the rotation of the wheels. Hit the forward button and one of your wheels should be turning forward. Hit the reverse, yes, and the same wheel goes the reverse, no problem at all. If the rotation is incorrect, you hit this inverted button right here and your wheel will start turning the other way around from what it was. So you get it to position where forward means forward. So we're going to hit this forward button here. This is going to make one of the wheels go forward. If it's not going forward, you will click or unclick the inverted choice right here. So let's go forward, and yes, the wheel is moving forward. This is brilliant. We keep it as it is. We check in the next one. Yeah, and the wheel is moving forward. So this is all spot on. No. You test the second one, forward. Yes, it does move forward. That's it, you are done. Finish. You are now finished with setting up your motors. Spot on. Next thing is setting up your remote. So let's scan the canvas, turn on your remote controller. I'm going to use this remote, which is a mini remote by FLIPSKY. I really like the way it feels in my hand. You got this trigger kind of feel to it. It goes on your finger, and forward, backwards movement, same as normal remotes, couple LED lights, nothing special. I also got Nano X and a couple other remotes. Will cover these remotes in my separate video, but for this setup here, what you need to do is you turn your remote on and you make sure the remote will engage with your transmitter that is already plugged in. So remote is now on, spot on. Now let's take a look at the screen. Now this window here is asking you if you know what Vesc, even if it's dual, which Vesc is your transmitter connected to. It doesn't really matter because as soon as you hit one of them and go next, you'll see if you made a mistake or not. So let's choose the top one just randomly. We go next. I am using the normal PPM input controller, which is 99% of the time it will be the one you guys are using. And we hit next. And as you can see right here in the middle, you can see all these numbers jumping and being live. That means you are on the correct Vesc. Let me show you what would have happened if we would have chosen the incorrect one. Not the incorrect one, but it's the one that's not connected to your transmitter. You would have nothing. You see, it's not moving. Nothing is happening here. That means you are on the wrong Vesc choice. So let's go back to where we were. This way we are on the correct Vesc. There we go. We're jumping about. So at the moment, this is what Vesc can see your remote is doing. So we are about 3% off a little bit. So right now, your remote is kind of pressing forward just slightly. So what we're going to do is, we're going to, after you turn your remote on, everything is spot on, you're going to press your remote fully forward. You press your remote forward. You press your remote backwards. Push. Release it. Fully backwards. Push. Release it. And now we're going to apply these measurements to the Vesc. And look at that. It's all done. We now have the mistake only at about 0.3 to 0.4%. Spot on. So now if we are moving the remote forward, it's a full range. Backwards braking, full range. If you're not happy, you can still fiddle around with these numbers right here. I've done my remote like that, but you don't have to. You pretty much are set. Now we are applying all of this to your remote. I'm not sure if you have to do this, guys, but I do. I do choose this here is the remote type. So I got current, no reverse with brake, and apply, and we are good to go. Full forward, full backwards, full forward, full backwards, and 0.3% mistake. Spot on. Next, I don't mess around with none of this because the Vesc are so smart and already tested everything out and tested your motors and the rest. I'm trusting it. I'm leaving it right to configuration, this configuration to the Vesc. Next, and you are done, finished. Pretty much at this point, your board is set up. Perfect. It is working. She is alive. I don't like the fact that this Vesc tool does everything for you and you have no control at all. So what I want to do is just final little touches. So we're going here on the main menu bar. We're going to General. And what you can see is that in general, you are set up in FOC mode. That is perfect. We're using the whole sensors, spot on. Current. You see what the Vesc done. What the Vesc done is chosen the current setup for you. In line with what it found during the spin up of your motors. I don't want the setup being 70 amp. It is a bit too high for me, at least for a start. I want to test the board out at 60 first of all. So I'm going to change it to 60. I'm also going to change my brake from 60 to actually 50 amp. Also having absolute maximum current 120, that's fine because single motor 60 to 120, fine. What else we got? Battery current max 99 amp, that's fine. My battery can actually take just a bit more. My battery can take 120 amp, So I'm going to put in 120 amp in there. I don't want the battery current max regen being 60 amp. I don't want to overcharge my battery and blow stuff up. I am running 15C batteries, so I'm going for 40 amp regen. That's it. I'm done in here. If you guys are more advanced and you want to take a look at the voltage of battery cutoff and start, that's fine. Do what you got to do. You can also verify that your settings were correct. Lithium ion full at 4.2 volt. Yes. Cells 12. Yes, correct. RPMs, wattage, temperatures, advanced, blah, blah, blah. That's it, guys. You are done. This is how simple this is, and we are finished. And the only thing I got to say to you guys now is